Warriors Nation, let's be honest, this offseason hasn't exactly been fireworks and breaking news. While other teams are making bold, aggressive moves to reshape their rosters, Golden State has been relatively silent. And now, out of nowhere, one name is suddenly linked to the Dubs in a way that has fans buzzing: Damian Lillard. Yes, that Damian Lillard, the seven-time All-Star, longtime Portland Trailblazer, and most recently, Milwaukee Buck. But after being waived by Milwaukee in a stunning move to make room for Miles Turner, Lillard is back on the market. And according to ESPN's Mark J. Spears, the Golden State Warriors have reached out. Now, let's pause for a second. This is a name that carries weight. Damian Lillard isn't just a scorer. He's one of the best shooters and clutch performers in NBA history. And for Bay Area fans, this one hits different. Dame grew up a Warriors fan, sneaking into Oracle Arena and dreaming about wearing the blue and gold. That emotional connection is real, and for many fans, it's a dream pairing: Lillard and Curry on the same roster. But here's the question: is that dream worth the risk? Because make no mistake, the risks are massive. First and foremost, let's talk health. Damian Lillard is 34 years old and coming off a torn Achilles, one of the most difficult injuries to recover from in basketball. We're not talking about a rolled ankle or minor setback. An Achilles tear can end careers or severely reduce a player's explosiveness, mobility, and lateral quickness. And we're not just talking about any roster taking that risk. We're talking about the Golden State Warriors, a franchise whose championship window is right now. There's no room for error, no luxury of development years. Every roster decision needs to maximize the present because Steph Curry, Jimmy Butler, and Draymond Green are not getting any younger. Bringing in a player who might not even suit up next season? That's a bold gamble. Let's go deeper. Even if Lillard were healthy, and that's a big if, does the fit actually make sense? On paper, having two of the best long-range shooters of all time on the floor sounds like a nightmare for opposing defenses. But basketball isn't played on paper. It's played on the hardwood, where roles, spacing, and responsibilities matter. Both Lillard and Curry are ball-dominant point guards. Neither is known for elite defense, and while Curry has shown the ability to play off the ball, we've seen that magic with Klay and Draymond orchestrating. Dame isn't exactly a Draymond Green-type facilitator. He needs the ball. He operates in pick and roll. His game overlaps significantly with Steph's. So how do you make that work? Do you move Steph to shooting guard full-time? Do you bench Paul and eliminate the second unit structure he provided? Do you trade Kuminga and other assets for a 34-year-old coming off major surgery? That's where this goes from interesting to alarming. The Warriors' biggest issue right now isn't star power, it's depth. Losing Looney already weakened the front court. The team is yet to fill that gap, and while they're reportedly exploring names like Al Horford and others, nothing has been finalized. At the same time, Jonathan Kuminga, one of the most promising young wings in the league, is a restricted free agent and still hasn't re-signed. The roster is in flux, and trading or spending big on Damian Lillard may only create more uncertainty. Look, this isn't about disrespecting Dame. He's a future Hall of Famer, he's one of the toughest competitors in the league, and in a different time, maybe 5 years ago, a Lillard to Golden State move would have made perfect sense. But now, this may be more about nostalgia than strategy, and the Warriors can't afford to let emotion drive this next chapter. They've already taken one bold swing in acquiring Jimmy Butler mid-season. That was the move to show they're serious about contending. Now they need to solidify the foundation, not chase another star for the sake of headlines. The championship window is narrow. Every decision matters, and adding a 34-year-old point guard who may not play this season, that's a step in the wrong direction. So now we want to hear from you, Warriors Nation. Would you take the risk on Damian Lillard? Is the emotional connection worth sacrificing roster flexibility and depth? Or should the front office focus on adding reliable, healthy, system-fitting pieces around Steph and Jimmy right now? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We read them, we respond. This is your channel, and your voice matters. And if you're enjoying this in-depth coverage of the Warriors offseason, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and turn on notifications so you don't miss a single update. This is Warriors Nation News, and we're keeping it real every step of the way. Warriors Nation, let's talk about something that's often misunderstood in today's NBA: silence. We live in an era where every fan expects instant action in free agency. Sign someone, trade someone, blow it up, win the press conference. But that's not always how championships are built. And what the Golden State Warriors are doing right now might not be flashy, but it's calculated. Let's be honest, the Warriors didn't come into this offseason with a blank canvas. They weren't rebuilding from scratch. They weren't scrambling for a new identity. They already have the core. They have Steph. They have Draymond. They brought in Jimmy Butler. That's your big three. And behind that, you still have pieces like Kuminga, Brandon Podziemski, Trace Jackson-Davis, Moses Moody, and possibly even Chris Paul if the front office decides to keep him around in a smaller role. So this offseason isn't about chaos, it's about precision. The idea of chasing Damian Lillard might be tempting. There's emotional value, there's star power, there's the Bay Area connection. But when you step back and look at the bigger picture, the basketball picture, it starts to fall apart. Here's what a lot of fans are missing. If the Warriors were to seriously pursue Dame, they wouldn't just be adding a veteran on a short deal. They'd be committing serious salary space and potentially moving key rotational players, maybe even Kuminga, Moody, or future picks, to make room financially. Lillard wouldn't come in on a discount. He'd come in as a major investment for a player who may not be available to play for most of the year due to an Achilles tear. That's not strategy. That's panic. And panic is not the Warriors' style. Let's go back to the blueprint. In 2022, when everyone said the dynasty was done, the Warriors didn't chase big names, they didn't sign aging stars or make desperate trades. They trusted in internal development. They filled in the gaps with fit over fame. And they walked away with a championship. That same mindset is what could guide them to another title if they stay patient. Bringing in someone like Al Horford makes more sense. He's cheaper, he fits the system, he brings playoff experience and positional versatility. And most importantly, he won't take touches or tempo away from Curry or Butler. He complements, he doesn't complicate. The Warriors don't need another alpha scorer. They need guys who know how to win, defend, screen, rebound, and hit open shots. Lillard, as amazing as he is a star who needs the ball a lot. His usage rate has been among the highest in the NBA for years. Pairing that with Curry isn't just overlap, it's redundancy. Meanwhile, the front office knows the true value lies in balance. Balance between veterans and youth, between scoring and defense, between star power and chemistry. Lillard brings one side of that equation, but at the cost of the other. Let's also not forget what we've already seen with Golden State's experiment last season. The Chris Paul edition was about managing tempo, leadership, and second unit execution. It worked in spurts, but the Warriors learned a clear lesson. Stacking names doesn't guarantee results. It's about fit, not fame. And here's another angle fans may be missing. If the Warriors want to make one last championship push, they have limited windows and limited resources to do it. Wasting them on an injured player, no matter how talented, could sabotage that goal entirely. Instead, what we're seeing from the Warriors now is something rare in modern sports: discipline. They're surveying the market. They're weighing options. They're exploring deals around Kuminga, but not rushing to trade him unless the return is undeniable. They're watching how the league reacts to Milwaukee's shocking move with Lillard. And they're preparing for the right opportunity, not the first one. Because this team knows what most teams forget. You don't win in July, you win in June. So now it's your turn, Warriors Nation. Do you think the Warriors are being too quiet, or are they waiting for the right moment to strike? Would you rather trade for Lillard or double down on internal growth with Kuminga, Podziemski, and Moody? And do you still trust this front office to deliver one last ring for Steph and the core? Drop your take in the comments. Be honest, be loud.
This community is about real fans, real voices, and real Warriors basketball. And if you're enjoying this breakdown, hit that like button, subscribe for more insight, and turn on notifications because when the next move hits, we'll be here first to break it all down. This is Warriors Nation News, where the grind doesn't stop and the dynasty isn't dead.
Warriors Nation, this is where it all comes together. This isn't just about Damian Lillard. It's not just about one player, one signing, or even one offseason. This is about the identity of the Golden State Warriors, who we are, who we've been, and who we're trying to be one final time. Let's not sugarcoat it. Time is running out. Stephen Curry is 36. Draymond Green isn't far behind. Jimmy Butler is in his mid-30s and coming off an intense playoff grind with Miami before arriving in the Bay. The window for another championship isn't just shrinking, it's closing fast. Every decision made this summer isn't just about competing, it's about legacy. And that's exactly why a move like Lillard doesn't fit the mission. Because here's the truth, you don't win by collecting stars, you win by building a team. When Golden State was at its best in 2015, in 2017, in 2022, they were more than just Steph and Clay. They had role players who knew their jobs, chemistry built over years, and a front office that understood the power of fit over flash. It wasn't about stacking names, it was about building a unit. Fast forward to now, and we're seeing that philosophy tested once again. Do the Warriors panic and go all in on a broken version of Damian Lillard for the sake of nostalgia and headlines? Or do they trust what they've built, make smart additions, and give this core one final, fully formed run? The right path is clear. Don't gamble everything on what might be. Invest in what's already working. That means prioritizing the development of Jonathan Kuminga, or trading him only if the return is undeniably elite. That means surrounding Steph and Jimmy with players who defend, who can knock down open shots, and who won't disrupt the Warriors' unique brand of motion-heavy, unselfish basketball. That means staying healthy, staying focused, staying sharp. Think about it. The team already has Butler, who brings playoff toughness and shot creation. Steph still demands double teams every night. Draymond continues to anchor the defense and run the offense through his unique playmaking. And with rising contributors like Trace Jackson-Davis and Brandon Podziemski, plus veterans like Gary Payton II potentially returning, the Warriors don't need a total reset. They need one or two key, healthy, reliable pieces to fill the remaining gaps. That's what the front office understands, and it's what Warriors fans should embrace too. Because this isn't about nostalgia. This is about doing whatever it takes to give Steph and this core one final shot at greatness on their own terms. Not by copying the Suns, not by chasing super teams like the Clippers, not by overpaying for aging stars on bad wheels. By being the Golden State Warriors, the team that changed basketball, changed the league, and still has enough left to do it again. So as free agency unfolds and rumors swirl, stay grounded. Watch the moves that matter, not the noise. A move like Damian Lillard, it might light up social media for a week, but it could sink this roster for a season. A move like Al Horford, less exciting, but way more functional. Strategic additions, smart development, and maintaining core chemistry, that's how championships are won. So let's end with this, Warriors Nation. Do you believe in one last run? Do you believe this team with just the right pieces can go back to the finals? Or are you ready to see the dynasty end with the wrong gamble? Let us know in the comments. Because this isn't just a team, it's a legacy. And that legacy deserves to go out fighting, smart, and proud. The Warriors way. Subscribe for more real talk. Hit that like button if you still believe in this core, and turn on notifications so you don't miss a second of this crucial offseason. This is Warriors Nation News, and the next chapter is being written right now, together.